You're such an asshole.
So, as many of you are aware, The Marvels has flopped spectacularly, which many of us were looking forward to because the current zeitgeist or opinion of society, especially men, is we are sick of the rah rah female girl, you go girl bullshit, especially when it comes at the expense of us. Where if you've seen the first one, which I didn't, you should smile more and she beats the shit out because men are just evil. I think men are sick and tired of being painted as the bad guy. But underlining all this, the assumption, the presumption was that women are equal. This goes back decades. It goes back as long as I've been alive. Many of you, we got a fair amount of boomer guys. Like, yeah, I remember this in the '60s. Burning bras and they're strong, and we did. We get like here it is. Because if you sit and think about it, like, well, yeah, of course you should be. Yeah, I don't see no guy who is worth anything wants to be a tyrant. Oh, you can't work. You can't own pride. I think every guy was like, well, yeah, sure. That sounds, yeah, go do it. And you thought, what? I got a question. They're all dead now. But what were the guys back, say, 50s, 60s, and all that? The guys thinking like, oh, yeah, you're right. We should do this. This is ethical. This is fair. We should do this. And yes, everybody is equal under the eyes of the law. Were you guys under the impression then, oh, they just shut up and then, yeah, all right, time to work side by side, Rosie the Riveter. We're going to become surgeons and doctors and accountants and engineers too. If they were alive today, and I guess that makes my point, is this idealism. Like, yeah, and even to this day, like, no, I don't. Yes, I want you owning property. Yes, I want you to do anything a man. Yes, but the rules, your opportunities should be the exact same. No begrudgment there. But could you think, here you are, some well-to-do guy back from World War II. Yes, by God, yes, we should. Of course, socially, rules, laws, everything. He's long dead, but could you imagine him saying, boy, in 2023, they're gonna complain the next 50 years and 60 years. And just never stop complaining. And then there's going to be this 1 year will be peak, not feminine, I guess we could call it womanism. Will we just celebrate the fact people were born half the population, nothing special, half the population was born a certain way. Oh my God, it's the most amazing thing ever. I thought, Thomas Edison mastering electricity was maybe the most amazing thing ever, or maybe the discovery of penicillin. Perhaps the automobile. Nope. Half the population, just like half the population ever since human existed, born with that's the most amazing thing ever. And it's become a worship. It's become a cult-like idol worship. Certainly within certain segments of our society, entertainment, obviously, the media, oh my God. But corporations, government, the schools, of course. And I think we hit peak 2023 where it's just like, oh my God, women are not only equal, but let's just put it this way. It's implied you're superior. You're just amazing. And all under the evil oppression of the males in the page. Oh, and I think you see 23, it's a backlash. And the rank and file American people, Westerners in general, they're sick of it. You went too far with that pendulum. You went too far. Now there's no one caring or listening anymore. And whereas the various institutions, for whatever political or financial profit reason, I mean, it's very profitable for corporate. Oh yeah, women are just great to me. They spend money. I think 2023 has shown that you cannot simply have a hole between your legs and that somehow creates value. Especially, hear me out on this. I don't have time to be polite. Half the population was very interested in that hole between your legs. But you, oh no, bad. We're more than, okay, fine. Well, then, remove that. Well, guess what? Now you got to be equal to men. Now you got to do something in society. And so I remember one time, there's this gal on Twitter. She went to the Carlson School of Management. Someone sent it to me. And she's like, look out. Here comes a girl POC. I had to look at a person of color. This girl POC going to be a girl boss. And she had like just a general degree in business, like not accounting or something that would get her a job. I didn't even have to go on to town. I said, so this is what the Carlson School of Management or colleges in general are graduating. People who think the color of their skin is more important than their content of character. That oh, I'm a girl of color. I have intrinsic. No, you don't. What do? You removed half the population with the sex drive wants the way you were born. You didn't want that anymore. You, by necessity, by default, then put yourself into the real world of, okay, well, what do you do then? If we're removing sex and love and romance from the formula, not that you couldn't pursue that on, all right, fine. And we get it. Yeah, you might want to. Well, then what do? They tell us you're a genius with explosives. Start proving it. I've been waiting 60 years for the prove it stage. And now here comes 2023. And I wanted to point out a couple things where, and it's a very important distinction. Have there been hardworking women who are successful in the past? Yes. You may not like them politically, but I've mentioned it before. Sheryl Sandberg. Facebook would not be as profitable without her. Fine, feminist, rah-rah. She wrote her book, get it, stick your butt in it, or whatever the title of her book was. But she busted her ass off. Guarantee you that woman worked 80 hours a week. She was critical to the success of Facebook. I'd say Susan Wojcicki, previous CEO of YouTube. Also, then there was Meg. Oh, who was? Hang on, I do want to give her credit because she was Meg, eBay CEO. She might be retired now. Meg Whitman, president and CEO of 1998 to 2008. eBay would not have been, if she was there, obviously critically, starting in the infant days, the embryonic days of eBay. You could go back, Margaret Thatcher, Catherine the Great. Obviously, there have been women who achieved and worked hard at great things. But they achieved and worked hard at great things. They weren't just merely celebrating their hoo-ha. And I think once we got past that, where we just celebrate women because they're women, which you might as well have the brown-eyed people, brown-eyed day. Oh my God, I have brown-eyed pride. Look at me. I'm so proud to be brown-eyed. Oh my God, Target with their incessant, just like supplicating up to what group is it this month? We sow caresies. And I think, let me add that to the list. That isn't necessarily women, but it's Target. I mean, there's so many examples that happened in this year. That's why I wanted to do this video. There. But when you go from not producing anything to celebrate me because of me, because I'm a girl boss person of color, you're worthless. That's the whole idea of worth. You have to produce something of value that society wants, whether it's a technological advancement or just widgets or something. But celebrating the fact you're a woman is literally as stupid as me celebrating I have brown eyes. It just doesn't matter. I have to do something in society to be of value. And 2023 was peak women's for women's sake. Somehow a chromosome has value. And if you got the other chromosome, oh my God, not only do you have no value, you're a bad person. Fuck off with that sexist shit. I think 2023 is where people had enough of it. So let me go through and show you where, let's call it womanism, because I don't think it's feminism. If you go back in its original, it's equal. Okay, so I'm going to grant a little bit of authenticity, some intellectual honesty there. But this idea that it's the literal opposite of what Martin Luther King said, content of character, not the color of skin. Nope, holes between legs and not the content of character. And so here, let's go through it. 2023, here's the thing. All right, first, obviously and foremost, you see it in the media. Yesterday, this past weekend, the Marvels just completely flopped. Shit. South Park, put a chicken in and make her gay. The chef's kiss. But even before that, I still think 2023, you had She-Hulk, Velma, Kathleen Kennedy for the past, 7-8 years? Oh my God. You want the poster child of, I got a hole between my legs. I couldn't believe it at first. I'm like, no, they wouldn't. Well, they spent $4 billion on Star Wars and Lucasfilms. She's not going to simply just add vagina to Indiana Jones and Star Wars, is she? Yes, she is. You took the most valuable franchise in all of American cinematic history and you ruined it because you didn't provide value. That right there, and Disney supported it. They thought that was their corporate. Trait-based politics. It's the most important marketing thing. Let's do it. See what happens. Did you hear about Bud Light? So I think that's probably the most we see it because it's on the media. I don't know if this is the nail. Are they running with Snow White? What is Shit Brown and the Seven Portlanders? Are they going to run with that one? Seriously, Brown is more. Oh my goodness, we're going to change the traits. Look like a shit production, just like all the other ones. Wow, no, how many billions do you need to lose on this? So you saw that. Recently, this didn't make as much big news, but I wanted to show it to you. A former Google executive, Eric something. There was an article, someone sent it to me about his girlfriend. He gave her $100 million, which sounds like a lot of money, and it is until you find out he has 20 billion. Like, okay, maybe. But she was going to girl boss. Oh, the girl boss. Oh, you're not just a boss. You're a girl. Holy oh, magic vagina. Let us worship you. What do you want churches thrown up? Maybe instead of the hymnal, you get vaginable. Just songs about female genitalia. Oh, we worship you. And so, of course, she's losing money and you can't make payroll and he's the guy to bail her out. Before this, it wasn't 2023, but there was Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos. Oh, and you guys support this so much. Oh my God, pretty blonde girl. How much money can I give you? She's a really smart. Girl boss. Yeah, we care about the girls. Whatever gets our ESG score up and looks good on paper. That failed. Theranos, I don't know when that failed. That was 5-6 years ago. But you get my point. Also, maybe not as prominent as the spectacular implosion of Disney. But let's talk about politics. Chicago and San Francisco, both mayors, women, also of color. But for the points here, we're just going to focus on that. They're shitholes. You say, Cappy, didn't Chicago get a new mayor? Yeah, it's still a chick. I know it's a guy, but it's still a chick. I kid. But yeah, Golem. What the hell was their name? Lori Lightfoot. And then when I went to San Francisco, at the time, I'm like, who the hell is the mayor of this place? It literally shit homeless people. Like, all right, what does female leadership look at the municipal level? It literally is shit in the streets and people getting shot. Homeless, vagrancy, tent cities. Like, wow. What is, and now they're all, right now, if you go to Minnesota, Minnesota in general, you might want to bring some hand sanitizer. Like, why would I bring some hand sanitizer? Well, because they're all masturbating right now over in Minnesota because St. Paul has the first all-female city council. And they're celebrating that. Again, let's celebrate brown-eyed people. So far removed. Look, your gender is not an achievement. It's not an achievement. If you went and did something, like the Wright brothers aren't known because they have penises. They're known because they did flight. And just to show you, the sheep out there are all stupid. You go to Minnesota, bring some hand sanitizer, bring a lot of towels. Look at it. Don't touch anything. All right, because everyone is so excited. Oh my God, the first city council full of women. I think mostly of color, of course. Why not? They haven't done anything. Remember when Obama got nominated for the Nobel Peace? He might even won the Nobel Peace Prize. By the way, the Nobel Peace Prize doesn't mean anything anymore. Questioning if it ever did. Just because he was the first half black guy to become president? Are you kidding? And then things keep getting worse and worse, especially at the city level, especially in large metropolitan areas. And you all still worship and bow down at the almighty altar of the vagina. It's like, what has the vagina done for you lately? I ask you, friends, family, allies, and Americans, what has the vagina done for you? Ask not what the vagina can do for you, but what you could do for your vagina. And I don't know, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter what race or sex, but do you like living in Democrat-controlled shitholes? Does the fact that it's all female, all vagina, oh, well, that's okay that there's needles and shit on the streets and I got to carry a gun, but if I use it, I go to, is that, or does that make it all better? That you live in literal squalor? It starts to become it becomes a mental illness. You all never got past middle school. It's all about being popular, even if it damages you. We got to promote the right thing. Disney loses billions. People literally shitting in the streets, murder, crime. At least we got a female mayor. How dumb are you people? Victoria's Secrets, you see that, huh? I had, I'll tell you the quick story about the lingerie shopping I do. Why do you do like, yeah, for my girl, right? And you want to buy sexy, cute outfits for your girl, and then there was a time, it was about 2-3 years ago. Well, let me start back. 5 years ago, I'm like, oh, I'm getting this cute one for her. Oh, she'll look good in that one. And I'm like, hey, I got you something. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll go make some food now. And that's how my life rolls. Then the plus size models started getting in, and you're like, I'm gonna get something sexy for that girl. Yeah. And then there's like, yeah, Jabba the Fat, black lacy thing. Do you think I felt like buying literally like a 2, almost maybe 3-year period? I just stopped. I go to a different web. So there was it was Yandy, and then they did the plus size thing. Then I went to, was it Spicy Lingerie or Foxy Lingerie, something like that. Then they got the plus size model right on the front page. And then like, no, I'm done. And then the third one went woken, and I forgot the fourth website, but by that time I was done with it. Well, who the hell's been paying attention to Victoria's Secrets? No one pays attention to that anymore. Well, they went woke, and they had like limbs missing models and refugees and people with skin problem and fat girls. And then at peak womanism, they hired Megan Rapinoe as like spokesmodel, front PR person to be up front there. She was a lesbian lingerie thing. The sales went down 8%. No shit. The irony, or the tone deafness. We're not doing this for men. We don't need men. Men suck. We hate men. We're a lingerie. We're all about women. What the fuck was lingerie for then? Just for us to feel beautiful. Fine. Why aren't there sales? You got rid. Remember they had the Victoria's Secrets angels, and everyone looked forward to it. And now you got a bunch of fat, sometimes physically marred, not their fault, because you put like Bud Light, you found some 30-some-year-old idiot with her master's degree in marketing and no common sense from probably a genuinely privileged background. She said, oh, the popular thing, the professors at my school said, who'd never worked a day outside of school, said that this is the new thing. I do new thing. Hey, person dressed like a woman, lady. Mulvaney, come here and sell this beer to a bunch of fat white guys in Wyoming. Brilliant. Master's degree, huh? Miller did the same thing, by the way. Y'all didn't notice that. Also, some 30-odd-year-old gal who peak girl boss. Celebrating what? Celebrating women. What have they done? Well, they are. Oh, well, should we celebrate pen? How about we have pen month? Let's celebrate pen month. Oh my God, pen. Coffee mug month. Let's celebrate coffee mug. Coffee mug. Oh, coffee mug is great. Well, what did coffee mug do? No, coffee mug is. Are you a coffee muggist? The fuck out of here with this shit. And so Victoria's Secrets, I guess the latest thing, oh, okay, we'll bring back maybe some skinny women. Okay, can't admit they were wrong. They just can't bite the bullet. Yeah, okay, we're done with this woke, but we're going to have hot, thin chicks with big tits and long hair back in the lingerie. They're not going to do that. Well, we're going to bring some, and then we're going to have them next to ugly women. That's essentially what they're going to do. I wonder if sales will continue to go down. And then the Bud Light, Miller, and Target, where, oh my God, and Target went beyond. They went feminism plus. They went with the trans. They're like, oh, we got gender bending swimsuits. I don't know if it was for little kids or not. I don't know. But holy cow, whoever's in charge of Target's market. What is Target's? Guys want to look up Target's stock price? Let's look up Target's stock price. All you ESG companies. It keeps going down. It was a peak of $260. Today it's at less than half, $111. That's like down 60, 65, 60%. No, what? That is down 60%. It's about 60%. Oh, but your ESG score is good. It's up there. All you failed. You all failed. And this is what happens when you put traits that you were born with ahead of accomplishments and value and quality. You're not going to find one well, okay, you might find some ignorant people that say, I'm not going to buy this product because whatever, a black woman was advertising it. You're always going to have those people. But if it's a black woman with a tight ass and a big set of tits, and she's smiling and she's nice, and she says, hey, I like my man, and I kind of spank him in. Just think about this. Tell me, this is just coming to me. You're trying to sell Old Spice, which is Procter & Gamble, and they're the ones that men need to do better, and men are guilty of everything in the world. Well, if you want to save it now, I used to be an Old Spice guy. Now I go to Everyman Jack or Everyday Jack. Imagine they're just cute little black girl and husband and like shaving or whatever, and he grabs brand X, no name brand X off it. Honey, why do you have? Oh, it's cheap. He grabs it, throws away. Put this on, and he puts it on, and I don't know. He shines and he gleams, and he just grows up 2 inches in pride. And she's and she just spanks him in his towel covered ass. That would sell. Oh, but there'd be a thin hot chick in there, and it indicates sex. Oh, nosy. Or it might actually be funny and clever. Might be a little edgy and flirtatious. And heaven forbid you imply men and women might like each other. Because far as I could tell, one of the key founding principles in the past 10 years is, I'll say it, your contempt and hatred of men. Can't imagine why you're not selling shit. Can't imagine why every endeavor based solely on hole between legs worship isn't working. And I'm going to help you once. It is not how you were born. There's a black dude many years ago, unfortunately got assassinated long before I was ever here, who said something, say, it's not how you were born. It's what you do in your life. And I doubt Kathleen Kennedy or any of the writers of She-Hulk, because none of them seem to have had real jobs or real lives. It doesn't even go look at the profiles in the back. Not did a stint in Iraq, worked in the coal mine. None of this. None of this. So when you get soft, unaccomplished people just riding on people's tailcoats come in, you can produce good works. The gal who did Harry Potter. Oh my God, it wasn't about a woman with a vagina. It was about this boy who was British and he was magical. It is this whole world and everybody liked it. It's like the chocolate chip cookie principle. Who don't like chocolate chip cookies? Can't you make a chocolate chip cookie? What's so hard about making a chocolate chip cookie? No, we're going to make cookies full of hate and sexism and bigotry and whining and complaining and nagging and snapping of the... No one wants to buy that shit. And women, listen to me, only time I'm going to help you, women will continue to fail. You will continue to make less than men, and you will continue to be second place in whatever measures and metrics you want in terms of money making, profits, business ownership, until you knock it off with worshiping yourself and you actually produce something of that. The fidget spinner. I had to look this up for my book, A World Without Men. It's linked below. I'll talk about it a little bit later. I had to go and look like, well, what did women invent? There must have been some invention. Women weren't just sitting there playing the ukulele. They did something, and there are. You go through there, and not when it comes like Women's History Month, where women celebrate women of history, and they're all activists or nonprofit lame ass people. Just, oh, Susan B. Anthony wanted to complain, blah blah. Like the fidget spinner. Did it change the world? Not really. But the inventor of the fidget spinner was a woman. You don't hear that. Well, it's kind of cool. Think Tom Smalls, you guys hear about him? Finally, Bass Reeves has got himself a show. I don't know if it's any good on Paramount. Somebody let me know. You don't celebrate the cool people. Here's one that gazed at their navel and bitched and whined and got some laws passed. Go produce something. Go produce something of value. And not saying you have to. It's your life. But there's half the population that have a genetic program biological interest in you. They actually do have an interest in the whole for the whole sake. Just laying it on the ground there. If you would like that value added on top of it in the form of romance, love, investment, or sex, you could have, but you'd have to get into physical shape. And well, let's start with this. Stop hating men. Stop bitching and whining about men. Stop telling men they're not needed. Stop having it on the media in every corner and facet of society. Men are and they're oppressing. Knock it off. And then you'd have to like ask, well, what do those guys want? And would I have to get in physical shape? Yes. But that's another topic of conversation. But if in terms of value, so look, if you don't want men's attention, romantically, sexually, emotional, whatever, and you really want to be based on what you do, I get that. 100%. There is a you there. You are not just a mere physical. I get it. You want to be known for something. You got to do something then. And just saying, rah, rah, team girl, we got this flag. Look at the flag. Oh my God, we're in this flag. You're no better than these fat dudes horking down wings, drinking beers, cheering on their team on Sunday football, wearing some other jersey, not doing anything with their lives, living in a freaking trailer park. You got one life, gals, one life. And you could go and invent the fidget spinner. You could go... Don't have to be famous. You just be a good accountant. Heaven forbid you just be a good mother and raise your kids. Oh, no. You could go and do literally anything, but the thing is do. This whole idea of exist, no, doesn't work. And as I said in the previous video before, the reception of that, the audience for that, the market for that, the population is becoming less and less receptive of this. Yay, you have brown eyes or wear a blue hat. Ooh, you're a girl. Oh my God. No, it's going away. And especially when it doesn't translate into profit, where companies or any kind of entity invest in it and they invest X dollars and they get less than X dollars back, you won't find the financing and funding for it. And I'll say this for the younger gals out there, it's not too late for you. You can go and major in the right thing. You can become engineers, doctors, surgeons, accountants, entrepreneurs. you still got you, but for a lot of you gals, if this is such a core part of your life is how you were born, the way you were born, and you think that's going to carry you to retirement, you are so wrong, and you will be poor or constantly at the mercy of charity, constantly. And if you so care about this other half of the population called men, we're getting sick and tired of all this worship just because of the way you were born, and we're the bad guys. Like, oh, we're Megatron and then the Decepticons for some reason. Wait, what are you talking about? We're just sitting here building video games. What? So I keep going. I mean, you're all losing money on it. Keep going, celebrating traits. Keep on going. You go raise another $60 billion there, Disney. You go double down on this. You get more ESG. But I just want to point out 2023, we could have a lot more 2023s. Or we could have, when was Catherine the Great? 1700s? Or you could, Margaret Thatcher's, you could have some 1980s UK. Look it up. It was successful. And if you're wondering, what do we got to do? Okay, the new book out. And for you guys that are sick of that, I'm fighting back. I'm so sick and tired of this. Blame you and Europe. I'm sick of it. Got a new book out called A World Without Men. You want to see what, okay, feminist utopia, here's what it would look like. All I did was I removed all men from the economy because the Department of Labor has some data out there that allows you to do it, that tracks who's working what jobs based on sex. And I reconstituted an all-female economy based on what women are working. It's not good. Matter of fact, it's bad. It's really bad. And if you had any intellectual honesty about where women are working and where men are working, coincident, and also if you're a man like, I'm collecting my welfare check and getting my Adderall, right? Go look and see where people are working and what key and critical components of our economy and society are dependent upon it. And then maybe, I don't know if you girls can handle this, maybe you'd be like, oh, men really do a lot for the society and economy, and they're not all evil scumbag pigs. And man, if you're sick and tired of being constantly shoved down, you got oppression, you don't get preferential treatment, you got to get master's required, doctorate preferred, and you're sick of this shit, go read that book. Have a little bit of pride. And here's the thing, even I wouldn't go, that's too far the pendulum going. You shouldn't have pride because you got a dick. You should know that there's nothing wrong with you because you got a dick. And there's a lot of men out there like, yeah, look at these guys. Look at what everyday heroes. Keep the electricity going, the sewer going, the infrastructure, the transportation system going. You know who most of those people are? People with dicks. You have to become one of these people, just like women. You got to be something productive. You got to work hard. Dick or not, hole or not. Right? So, but I don't want that to go the other way. Male pride. It sounds so stupid and obtuse. But there should be plumber pride. There should be truck driver pride. There should be soldier pride. There should be accountant pride. There should not be brown-eyed, 5'9" guy with blue hat pride. It's absurd. The fact it's gotten this long for this many decades skewing towards women, wow. Cappy, why do you invest in crypto? Why do you invest in precious metals? Why are you looking for property overseas? You'll find out. Because apparently a master's degree in diversity and inclusion doesn't make food. 30 years from now, the most overeducated generation of people ever, and they can't grow their own damn food. But they can tell you about how the white man has oppressed people in whatever way. Still don't add food to the table. So it's linked below. A World Without Men. An analysis of an all-female economy. My Truth, The King, $2 Joker, Better Bachelor Today, narrator for World Without Men. I don't even think he does his own. Well, he doesn't do books because he doesn't write. Did he want to? Does he want to do a narration? I don't know if he's got time. Jane Cobb, $2. They're in it now. You're in it now, up to your neck. Darn right. It's a great movie. You got me in the mood to use this thing. And by God, if you don't think of something, I'll use it on you. Jane, you're going to love the book. You're going to love the book. Evan, 5 Canadian bucks. I'm an older millennial. 2023 was the year that it dawned on my female peers that they're never having children. Yeah. Well, too late, I guess. Too bad for them. They chose that path. That's done. It's over. I always aim for the younger people because they still have time to make something or change their life or do something with it. Most of my books aren't for 40-year-old. The only reason a 40-plus-year-old person would read my books is like, oh, that's what happened. I'm less confused now. So there's a lot of sanity that comes like reading like this is what happened to us. But it doesn't give you more options. Well, I mean, men always have options when it comes to dating and because we can have kids technically till we're dead. Women, not so much. So that's why I particularly implore young ladies. It's like, look, please don't major in dumb stuff. Get a real job. And you know what? If you want a guy, admit it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that's probably, you want to look at just what a vicious, evil cabal some sectors of Western women have become, where there's some young gal, I want to get married and have kids. Oh my God, you need a man. Like they actually shame women for wanting to get married and have a family. Mr. David Fredericks, 20 Australian dollars generously. Women are plotting an interplanetary war against men. Well, who's gonna launch who's gonna go settle the planets? Who's gonna go over there and terraform them? DigiNomad, 2 Canadian. If you approach 100% of girls, 90% are NPCs, 8% flaked. So you're saying like 2% showed up? Yeah, it's not that bad. At least my empirical data. Well, this was years ago. You will get shot down 70% of the time outright. And then of the 30% that remain, 10% going to go on a date with you. You'll get flaked on 2/3 of the time. It's about right. 2/3 flake rate. Yeah. Mark Magana, $2. Dumb rhino suburb women here left Target for Meyer. They really? Did they realize that their husband constantly paying more and more taxes results in less money for them? They figured that out, huh? All on their own, huh? But wait, Meyer isn't as popular as Target. Oh my goodness. Crisis in the Winnetka. It's different. 32, $5. Ironically, the inventor of whiteout was a woman. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why that's funny, but yeah, good whiteout. Good for her. That woman has done more to advance society than all the women's studies majors. All. Because women's studies majors haven't done anything for society. All they do is bitch and whine. Oh, they made some sassy pink hats. PI, $2. What's with being an accountant with QuickBooks? Well, you don't have to get a degree in accounting to go become a bookkeeper. Or really all you got to do is become proficient at QuickBooks and learn some basic accounting skills, basic accounting principles. So if you get certified in QuickBooks and you know how to do it, QuickBooks has like I guess they match you up. They find people like, oh, I need someone who's QuickBooks certified, and you can start working for them. And usually it's online. So you don't have to go to a physical office. You don't have to go to college. You could just become an accountant. Rain Schwartzer, $5. Target has self-insemination kits for women. Now, wait, really? Oh my God, it fills in. Wow. Free to fertility at home insemination kit. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, that's one of the originals I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you, Reen. I got to come up with 17 more originals for the clients that paid for them. There you go. All right, that's it. More on the way. See you guys later. Toodles.